what about Atlanta? When you go to Atlanta and all the black people are, it's like feels like Wakanda or something. Like, what do you think about Atlanta? Do you think they got it?
Atlanta is progressive,
Okay.
but white power is still very much there, though.
Okay.
Because we don't have a black hospital in Atlanta. Do we? That's owned? No. There's not a single hospital in America that's owned and funded by black people exclusively. Not one.
Can we recreate a Black Wall Street?
Absolutely can, when black people value independence. Remember, when they burned down Tulsa, when they burned down Rosewood, when they burned down Charleston, South Carolina, when they burned down Wilmington, North Carolina, because we had dozens of Black Wall Streets. Tulsa was just the most popular, right? But guess what? After they burned down, a lot of the black people came back to rebuild. You know what happened? Their children and grandchildren wanted to integrate. They did not want to have their own. We prefer white. We want access to white proximity. Remember, we had 500 hospitals that was black in America. We had 500 hospitals.
Hey.
Not one today. Why? We want proximity to whiteness. We move into white neighborhoods because we send our kids to white private school. We go snow bunny hopping. We love white people. And we don't want to admit it. Black people are in love with white folks. You niggas here, you love them. You love them. But we don't want to admit it. And psychologically speaking, if you don't admit you sick, you can never find a cure.
I have to say this because, a Superman trailer just came out. Brand new Superman movie.
More white.
Yeah, blue eyes.
Yeah.
White, and it's supposed to give
a black woman's ideal husband is Superman.
It's supposed to give even the young black kid hope. Do you feel like we're losing, where they don't have no black superheroes kind of across the board almost?
We need to come up with a whole new movement of new black superheroes. We need a strong one. We can take our kids' minds back. We can take our kids' minds back. I'm working on the Prince of Pan-Africanism series now, where I'm going to deal with racism, bunny hop, and everything. It's going to be a nice joint. But here's the thing. Superman is the children's version of the Christian church. You go to church, there's a white savior. You go to the Superman movie, there's a white savior. What's the difference? Why is it okay to worship a white man on Sunday, but it's not okay to worship a white man on Saturday at the movie theater? And you know what's crazy about all these white superheroes? Guess where they come from? Guess where they come from?
The sky.
They were all plagiarized from African divinities. Aquaman is Olokun. In the Yoruba pantheon, Olokun is the male spirit that owns all the water. Halle Berry's Storm, that is a divinity known as Oya. She's my mother in the spiritual world. She's the empress of the winds. She's responsible for revolutionary change. Wolverine is Ogun. Incredible Hulk is Ogun. Thor is Shango. Superman is Shango. Charles Xavier is Obatala. They took our divinities of the African pantheon and turned them into superheroes. We will let our children worship the artificial white superhero and never tell them about the real life African spirit that it was stolen from.
I never knew that.
That's a real.
I wanted to speak to when you said we love white people.
We love them.
I would say I always had a healthy fear because I knew they had access to certain things that I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The police.
Mm-hmm.
When the police come, no matter whatever the situation is, it's you. You did it. You going to jail. And that was always, it was like everything was always built for it to be on their side.
Absolutely.
You grow up fearing that, so you rather not mess with it. The black people, you don't fear that because they don't have no access to law and
absolutely. A white person, even if they're poor, they have access to power. I might be a homeless white person, but let you do something to me. You have no idea that my uncle is the chief of police. You have no idea that my father is the judge you're going to see tomorrow. You have no idea that my cousin is your wife's boss. Even if a white person doesn't have power, they have access to it. They are in a spider web. They are a spider in a web. All I got to do is shake the web and I can still get you. That's what we don't understand. There's no such thing as a powerless Caucasian as far as black people are concerned.
Like Paul Mooney said, when you see a poor white person, you just say, that's a waste of white skin.
Well, the difference, though, is they could always decide to get their life together.
Right.
See, a white man can get a haircut and an education and join the power structure. You could get a haircut, education, you're never going to be into the power structure.
Zuma, let me ask you.
You can only be a puppet of the power structure. That's why people say black people racist. Black people can't be racist.
Yeah.
Racism is complete domination and control over resources, opportunities, and privileges. Black people don't control no resources. You don't control no opportunities. And you don't control no privileges, so you can't be racist. Can you be a bigot? Hell yeah, you can hate white people because they're white. But can you do anything about your bigotry? Hell no. Racism is discrimination times power. You got to have the power to impact people. If a white person get mad at you, you automatically start thinking, who do they know that me up?
Facts.
You get pissed off at a white person, they laugh and keep going because they know you know nobody who could mess with them. And the Negroes you know in position who could mess with them, they too scared to mess with them.